But don't get so caught up and infatuated in simply trying to live and trying to survive that you never get to live, that you never get to spend time with the ones that you love, that you never get to go out of town for 48 hours and just have a good time and live and laugh. Like, because when you sit back and you really think about it, man, ain't that what life really is all about? Like, what are we working so much for? What are we paying all these bills for? What are we buying these nice things for? What is the point of doing all these things if we never get to enjoy the fruits of that labor?
There's a will, there's a way.
Quite literally, Will Tidwell, a younger gentleman.
I wish I didn't have this big heart. People just do nothing but hurt me. Anybody can dream the dream. Anybody can have a goal, but see,
You're gonna be a neighborhood hero. You just keep shining, young king. What's going on, man? This is SpeakUPZee. You're not tuning into the episode of SpeakUPZee, the podcast. Man, as you can see, well, you may not be able to see, but I'm on a little 48-hour vacation, man, with my daughter and a best friend and my beautiful girl. I realized something, man, after this summer and as the school year is going on, that sometimes we can get so focused on working and paying bills and just being an adult, right? And just trying to stay afloat in life that, man, we forget about the little things. And as I sat back, I realized that my daughter hadn't done anything fun the whole summer. And she said something to me the other day. She said, "Daddy, you never play with me." She said, "You always working. I never get to spend time with you." And I'll be honest with you, man, that really cut me deep when she said that. Not because I think she was trying to hurt me, but because I think she was speaking facts. And so I guess today this video is this reminder. In this video, man, God put it on my heart to just tell you, man, that I know you got to work. Right? I know you got to pay bills. I know you got a life that you got to take care of. You got that baby or that family or that kid to take care of. I get that. But don't get so caught up and infatuated in simply trying to live and trying to survive that you never get to live, that you never get to spend time with the ones that you love, that you never get to go out of town for 48 hours and just have a good time and live and laugh. Like, because when you sit back and you really think about it, man, ain't that what life really is all about? Like, what are we working so much for? What are we paying all these bills for? What are we buying these nice things for? What is the point of doing all these things if we never get to enjoy the fruits of that labor? And I know you're gonna say, man, but Z, I really can't afford it. Z, I just literally don't have the time. But I'm learning something about myself. We say we don't have the time. We say we can't figure it out and put it into our schedule. But every time it's something we want to do. Every time an opportunity comes that sounds good to us, we seem to always make a way. But when it comes time to put our family first, when it comes time to put ourselves first, when it comes time to put our loved ones first, when it comes time to put our significant others first, we seem to always put them on the back burner. And it takes sometimes something so drastic and terrible to happen to realize just how rare and how valuable life really is. To make us realize how much we really love that person. Why do we have to lose them in order to wish that we spent more time with them? Why do we have to not have them in our life anymore, or to damage the relationship with them, to wish that we would have put more time into the relationship with them? So when you really think about it, man, that's all we got. And so I know you gotta work. I know you got things to do. I know you got bills to pay. I know you got things to take care of just to make sure they got a roof over their head and food in their belly. I get that. But in the midst of all that, man, sometimes you gotta slow down long enough to realize, man, sometimes I just need to give them my time and my presence and my love, because they need that more than they need money, and sometimes more they need that roof and that food in their belly. Sometimes I realize that my family and my kid, all she wants is me. She wants to see the effort. She wants to know that I'm trying. She wants to know that I'm there. She wants to know that despite me working, despite me trying to become this person that I'm trying to become and building what I'm building, that if nothing else, I'm going to drop everything I have going to run to her. And I'm going to do better with that. And so I'm challenging you to do the same. Let's do it together. You know what I mean? Because the last thing I want is for your kid or your loved one or your significant other to stop you in your tracks one day and say, you don't spend enough time with me. To say that it don't feel like you love me sometimes. To feel like they're alone. Because even though you may be doing something productive to make sure that they're taken care of, I'm learning, man, sometimes they don't want to hear that. praying that you can slow down long enough and that you can find some type of balance in your life and some type of compromise in your life to say, yes, I'm going to work. Yes, I'm going to take care of myself. Yes, I'm going to make sure the bills are paid. I'm going to do all of those things, but at the same time, I'm also going to show up for my family. Because to be honest, that's the greatest reward that life can really give us. You know, and I recently had a partnership, and I'm going to tell you about this and I'm going to be done. I recently had a partnership with a nonprofit in my local state. And I was there with them for 90 days doing work, some curriculum work, some facilitation work with the youth and things of that nature. And a black woman owns this organization. I won't say the name. And being there with this small nonprofit, I mean, they're pretty dope, right? They have some good funding, but a smaller nonprofit. It taught me some very key things, though. It taught me how, even though I work for myself, even though I am my own boss, even though I am an entrepreneur, you still have to treat your life like a 9-to-5. And what I mean by that is that I'm getting better at balancing my schedule to where I include time in my schedule where I'm not always just working. Because what I noticed about myself is that I can get so caught up in my work and in my business that I never slow down long enough to do the simple things like freaking eat, like to take a nap, to rest, to go for a walk, to exercise. Like, I was noticing that I was getting so caught up in that stuff, I wasn't doing those little things. I was never making time for me. I was never making time for my family. So this is a tip that I want to give you. I want you to start treating your brand and your business just like a 9-to-5. And what happens in a 9-to-5? They make you take a break. They make you take a lunch. And after a certain amount of time in the day, you're going to clock out from that place. And you're not going to be worried about any more of that work. Why? Because your day is over with that place. And you got to treat your brand and your business the same way. And so I want you to start putting a lunch on your calendar, even if you work for yourself. I want you to start putting a break on your calendar just for you. A mental health break just for you. Some family time just for you. Some alone time just for you. Not because you think you better than nobody, not because you bougie or you trying to act like you're running a big company or nothing like that, but more than likely because it can make you be more productive than you thought you could ever be. Because we think that we got to work, and grind in order to make more money, in order to be more productive, in order to live a better life. And to be honest with you, I've noticed about myself, when I do take the break, when I do step away, when I do take a moment just for me, I'm actually more productive than I was when I was just grinding. And that's a fact. And so I want you to understand something. If you don't learn to slow down and to focus on you and focus on your loved ones and just take a break, then eventually life will end up breaking you. And I'm praying that you can realize that and do those things before that end up happening. Before you damage the relationship with your child. Before you stress your relationship with your loved ones and your significant other so thin that it might be hard to come back from. Because in reality, man, all that money and that work and the business, all that stuff is cool. But at the end of the day, man, all your loved ones want is you. At the end of the day, the most important person that you need is you. So, I hope this helped, man. We'll get back to vacation. I had to step away just to be consistent and show up for you guys, but also give you this message that God gave to me. And so I love you. Until next time, man. Peace.
Hey, what's up? This is Will Z Tidwell with SpeakUPZee. And I just want to take a quick second just to thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of SpeakUPZee, the podcast. And my only goal with this platform is to motivate you, inspire you, and educate you around all things life, business, and mental health, whether it's myself or me bringing on a special guest. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. We don't ask for any type of monetary gains or anything like that. The best thing you could do for us is just like and subscribe to the channel. Until next week, we'll see y'all later. Peace.